What's up, blockchain? This is Nick from TruthBlitz. Hope you guys are having a good afternoon. So let's see where we're at for price right now and talk about that for a second. So we are under $250 billion currently, $249 billion. Bitcoin dominance up slightly, 45.1%. Now we were at around the 6,800 hour Bitcoin price area yesterday, and we did see a bit of a decline back down. We were earlier today in the 6,500 range. Currently we're a little bit above 66, and we'll talk about that in a second. The longer we stay at this level, I feel the chances are greater that we are going to go back down to the next support area. Now most everything is in the red except the MisaGo, which I've been keeping an eye on. I said I did sell my MisaGo. I was waiting for a good buy price to get back in. I have not seen that yet, but that is 6.49% in the green currently. Also, actually there's a couple more in the green. DigitStyle seems to be always in the green. Bitcoin Diamond, huh? Speaking of Bitcoin Diamond, I'm going to go over an article about Coinbase, which is apparently going to let users withdraw all of their funds from Bitcoin forks. So that's good if you kept Bitcoin on Coinbase. That's good news. But let's take a quick look at the chart first and see where we're at. As you can see, we are trading along this $6,600 support area. We did dip below it. We were below it actually just about every candle, or at least the wick has dipped below this line, except for it looks like the current one. You zoom in. Yeah, no, actually that's below it as well. So like I said, the longer we trade along this line, all right, I believe the higher the probability is for us to get some kind of additional bad news or something, and then see another sell-off, which will take us down more than likely to at least this 5,900 area down here. Now if we scroll out, we can see that this area, let's see, 5,900, if we just kind of move over here, we have very strong support at this area. All right, and you can see that here. When we got down here to this area back in, let's see, February, we made a massive run up, and that is what took us back up to 11,000, you know, just shy of $12,000. So hopefully we will see that again, because like I said, it is strong support. However, I've told you before, I do follow Bitraged as well as CryptoBlood for technical analysis, because I like to get a couple different perspectives on TA, a couple different opinions, and he believes that we could go even lower than that, possibly to 5,000. So you know, I don't currently see us going to, you know, the 2,000, 2,500 area like some other people are calling for, but I'm going off of what basically the charts are saying, and his TA pretty much lines up with CryptoBlood's, actually, in a lot of ways anyway. So I'm going to talk about briefly this article here. Like I said, Coinbase to let users withdraw funds from Bitcoin forks. Cryptocurrency startup Coinbase said Thursday, in the coming months, it will let customers withdraw funds resulting from forks of the Bitcoin network. In a blog post, the startup announced that it was adding withdrawal support for the forks, though the post did not announce the firm timeline. This change will allow customers to more easily withdraw assets associated with Bitcoin forks across all Coinbase products, the startup wrote, adding, "As always, we look at technical, operational, and legal considerations when deciding which Bitcoin fork assets to support, and will always state on our website which particular assets are supported." That being said, Coinbase noted it was not announcing support for any specific assets at this time. In the announcement, Coinbase explained that it would work to support future Bitcoin forks on its Coinbase custody product, adding that this platform will likely support more forked assets than GDAX or Coinbase for the foreseeable future. So I'm not going to read the whole article. However, it is good news if you held your Bitcoin on Coinbase, as I said, which I personally don't, but I do know some people that do. So at least that's, good news if you had your Bitcoin on Coinbase during a fork. And there have been a few, since Bitcoin Cash. We saw Bitcoin Gold, we saw Bitcoin Diamond, like I said over in this chart. There were others as well, so pretty good. Now, I had a subscriber in yesterday's video say that myself and Crypto Blood were some of the most negative YouTubers talking about cryptocurrency. It's not good for overall sentiment. And listen, trust me, I hate being like this, but this is the thing. I'm trying to come at this as a realist. I am not going to sugarcoat and say that everything is great, we're going to the moon in a couple months, or whatever the case is. Listen, I'm just trying to keep it real, and the way things look right now in the market with sentiment as low as it is, I'm not gonna lie and say that everything is great, because everything is not great right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I mean, that's just the way it is until things level out, until we actually hit the bottom, which I do feel like we are definitely nearing it. Things are what they are, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it or pretend it's something it's not. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is dead. We're never going to see, the highs that we saw again. But currently, with the way the market looks and the way things are in the overall space, it appears and it feels like for that to happen at the current time, it might take a black swan event, like I said. Now, I'm not saying Bitcoin won't go back up, but as far as this year goes, I personally don't see it reaching our previous high. And if I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. 100% I hope I'm wrong, because, I am all in on crypto. So it's not benefiting me to talk this way. I truly hope I'm wrong about that. But the way things are looking currently, it just doesn't look great. But that being said, I'll read this article, and I'll dedicate this to that person that said that. And again, I'm not offended by you saying that. I hope you're not offended by me saying this. And listen, I hope I'm wrong about all this, because it doesn't benefit me in any way to talk about things from this perspective. But the market just is what it is right now, and I hope I'm wrong. I do. So Quarter one breaks all the wrong Bitcoin price records, but why should crypto market be optimistic for quarter two? There have not been many times in the cryptocurrency market where an extended period has seen negative growth. However, the first 3 months of 2018 have been the exception. In fact, the first quarter of 2018 has broken records and registers as the worst first quarter in the history of Bitcoin and the second worst quarter ever. A week into quarter two, analysts and experts are approaching the next few months with optimism despite what has gone on before. There are a couple reasons for this, and if history is to be followed and noted, then quarter two holds a lot more promise and optimism. Pressures that drove quarter one into the dirt are starting to ease, regulators are starting to find their balance, and even more unusual things like the end of the Chinese New Year and tax spending season can influence the second quarter positively. Now, here's where I want to get into what does the future hold. There is still massive optimism heading into quarter two from market analysts and cryptocurrency experts alike. Firstly, the bad news that drove the price of Bitcoin down, notably the regulatory pressure, seems to be fading. Secondly, the remaining bad news are even FUD like South Korean ban, the misinterpretation of the Indian ban, and more pressure from China has had its effect. So any more bad news cannot do much damage. Now, we don't know if that's going to hold true or not, but I hope that's right. Naeem Aslam, a cryptocurrency commentator and chief market analyst at ThinkCoin, expanded on this bad news cycle to Cointelegraph. If you look at the Bitcoin price adoption action, a lot of the bad news is already priced in. Any new development which is negative for the cryptocurrency is considered only as an extension of the current event. This means that it's failing to produce any meaningful downside move for Bitcoin price. Having said this, I'm a little concerned for the previous low, that if the previous low doesn't hold, it's likely that we will move towards the 5,000 mark. And I talked about that earlier. We'll go down here to the bottom. It's all about perspective. It is easy to look at a small section of Bitcoin's history in isolation and start to panic. It is such a new and volatile commodity that when it's up, it's rocketing up, and when it's down, the same applies. Bitcoin's quarter one may be a poor performer, but zooming out a little bit shows the perspective of things. August 5th, 2017 was an important day as the cryptocurrency community celebrated Bitcoin breaking the $3,000 mark. That is less than half of where it is today. That is also only 8 months ago today. So I've talked about this before, putting things into perspective, and that's what we have to do. So, I mean, think about that. August 5th of 2017, we broke $3,000 Bitcoin. That was not that long ago. So, you know, when we zoom out and look at the Bitcoin chart, we have seen a few bad quarter ones, and you know, it does somewhat seem like the bad news is kind of, I guess, you know, things are kind of leveling out a little bit. So, like I said, hopefully I'm wrong. I would love for us to go back to where we were, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. So we will continue to watch the market and hope for the best, but I just don't want to give anybody false hopes of Lambos and mansions. And then, you know, I've seen this with other YouTubers, people talking about things like they're going to be, you know, great specific coins are going to, you know, launch to the moon and gonna make you a millionaire, and then when that doesn't happen or that coin declines in price, that person gets attacked. So I would rather look at things in perspective, talk about things as they are more realistically, and then if things go up, good, you know, and I hope they do. I really do. And I'm sure they will. I just don't know how high we're going to go in 2018. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. Check out truthblitz.com. Follow me on Twitter. Make sure you guys are subbed to the Block Party podcast channel. Get another episode coming out in a week or so. And I will see you guys later.